Hello? Yeah, I can see whoop and hellos. Great. I can't see myself in the creator dashboard. Damn it. Anyway, I do have music playing now, so that's what we want. That's the thing we need for today. So let's get this ball rolling, and we'll start with procs called Ellen Vital Remix. I guess that's a remix that you made with Vital, I suppose, right? Maybe, maybe not. Is Prox on stream right now? Once again, maybe, maybe not. Or the VST Vital, I don't know. It's a remix for Mr. V-Spec. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, that ought to be interesting in that case. Let's get that ball rolling then. And I'll take care of that. Hold on. Okay. Wow, I'm at a loss for words. That is quite a big start for the stream today. Whew. Okay. First of all, I do love the syncopation and how you structure the track all along. It's consistent all along the track. You feel like you're in the same universe the entire time, and that's what I like because you're going in three different directions, but it all makes sense. So that is a huge plus for me right from the get go. Sound design wise, I got nothing to say. Like this sound design is perfect to me. Uh, well, Prox, do you want to share the SoundCloud link to everybody on chat because they seem to want to listen to it on their own time? And yeah, okay, yeah, that's user something something something. Okay, great. The only thing I noticed is that there's a little bit of muddiness in the mix. Right now, I'm listening on to Yamaha HS8 as well as a sub. What's the sub? I got no clue what the sub is. There is a sub. That's all I know. And this sounded a little bit muddy at some point where the bass actually was a little bit too much and was trying to take over the rest of the frequency spectrum. So that would be the only thing I would see that will need a little bit of work. Other than that, if I go back just with the track itself, um, let's check it out. Oh, I'm not saying the mastering is bad, by the way. Mastering is just putting the track um, to fit some standards of streaming and just playing the music in different environments. But a mix. It's mostly done like these little things will be fixed in mastering to a certain degree, but most of the time these things need to be fixed in the mix down stage. In that case, it's just a little subtle thing, and it might just be the fact that the sub might not be phased aligned with the monitors. I do not know. Uh, no, actually, Soup, France is at the other end of the ocean compared to Canada. There are French Canadians. That doesn't mean that we're from France. Anyway, um, yeah. So yeah, I think it's by itself it just stands its ground, but that's the only little thing I could see. U.S. citizen in geography. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Soup is just destroying this entire chat right now. Okay, so yeah. Other than this, I do love, like I said, I do love the structure. I do love the syncopation. I think you have something that is coherent the entire time, and I like how it is, and it sounds big, and that's great. For your future tracks, I guess don't copy and paste the entire track itself, but I think you have a good base, not base, but base that you can reuse for most of your tracks, and it will be interesting. I think you have something there that you can exploit a little bit. So keep up the good work. That is great to me. You never told me. No, Axel is in Canada. Is super confused. Oh, okay. All right. Rewind me. Select it. Okay. So if we go in the middle here, I think I like what you did with some of the melodies towards the end. I think it was distortion. I'm not really sure. Yeah. That little part here that we just had, the little, I love that. All right, I got nothing more to say about this track. This sounds great. Keep up the good work. You're onto something. All right, next we have Burb. We got some Burb going on with Amar and Todd, and with Confused Burb on the right. 2021 01 10 22 work in progress. It's burp time, guys. It's burp time. All right, let's play this one. That was a work in progress by Amaran Todd. I'm seeing your to-do list that kind of sort of makes sense because it has pretty much all the things I wanted to comment about are pretty much there, and that's already things that you know. But let's just go over a couple of things that I can think that could work with this track. First of all, I do love the piano loop, but it's there the entire time. It's not that it's not nice. It's just that I feel like um, pulling it back, bringing it back, something like this, that would help with the track by itself, just for the structure by itself. Um, and I don't know why, but I was expecting some sort of crescendo at some point where it would just go, and then it would just drop with just the beat and the bass and the glitches and nothing else, and maybe a pad as well. I don't know why, but the entire time I thought, okay, this will just drop to this, and reverb on the piano go, yeah, exactly. Reverb on the piano should go. I don't know how to do this sound specifically, but I feel like maybe playing with duplicating the piano sound and just drenching it in reverb and just making a pad out of this melody and out of this sample and just messing around with this and putting it in the background would help greatly with the melodic harmonies of your track. So that would be something to consider and to add into your track. Second thing would be the glitches. I'm just gonna read Soup's comment before. The glitches near the end are really unique and powerful. Maybe they could take a front seat for the last 30 seconds or so in the track. Now the piano just turned into an ambient section. I actually disagree with this comment because I found that the glitches by themselves, and maybe that's because of the monitors right here, not that I'm disagreeing with the glitches being unique, more that the glitches were taking the front seat. They were already taking the front seat, and and that's the thing that would just pop in the foreground. While I'm not exactly sure if that's the aesthetic you wanted to go for, where the track was taking it back in the mix. If you think in 3D, I would say. Um, I would say that the glitches were here in the front. Let's say you're here, the glitches are here, and the track just goes a little bit further in the back. And it could be an aesthetic choice, and that would be great if that's what you're going for. But I feel like there's so much work in that track there that is just put aside to let the glitch go in the front seat. I would say maybe play around with that, as in just mess around with the volume of that glitch to pull it back in the background, put it in the foreground, mess around with that, go left, right, think 3D space for the glitches themselves. Um, okay, good. At least I'm glad it makes sense for you guys. Great. The other thing I could think of is the piano would greatly benefit for a high shelf with the EQ. Um, send it over. Send in through the DM your piano stems because it is time for Axel showing gear pictures. Yes, it is time for that. Okay, so I haven't made music since November, unfortunately. And recently, what I did though is that I made some EQs, DIY EQs. I'm gonna get some pictures. Da, 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 da. All right, right here. These little two things here. Okay, so th- that's currently the studio that I have at home. It looks like shit. It doesn't matter. It's just like what's on my right usually when I make music. The thing is that that 500 series rack that I made basically adds a lot of depth and helps with putting in the foreground some elements. And that's what I'm kind of realized with my monitors and my headphones is that usually when I would just pass some EQs on my sounds in the box, it would just like do the EQ. But for some reason, so because of some analog magic, or I don't know, it feels like it's slanted in 3D. So once again, you have the listener, you have some elements in 3D like this, and for some reason, it slants the sound like this, as in the higher ends is just in your face and gives a lot of hair to your track. I mean air, not hair. Yeah, it's full of fur. Um, so this being said, I feel like your piano might have some advantage to pass through these EQs. So just send it over. I'll get it, give it a check, and just pass the piano sample through that and send it over to you. And I guess it will help a lot with your piano stems. But yeah, once again, great track. I feel like you could do a little bit more with the structure. New melodies and new melodic hits, yeah, that would be harmonies, and like I said, pads would help greatly with that. And yeah, a sub bass would help a lot with your track as well. So great track once again. Who is next? What do we have? Do. You're not gonna see my password. All right, we got BS and BBS. Bass Spores. It's Basque. You're welcome. Oh woo. No. God damn it, why did I say oh woo on stream? Great. Now somebody's gonna clip that and I'm gonna regret it for some reason. Um all right, what do we have? Ordity, Borumba, and Just Basque. Oh yeah, we had some nuance sonar as well. I'm just gonna download that again because since I rebooted my computer, it's sort of lost it for some reason. So let's go with nuance sonar with some. Okay, let's read the chat first, so I have an idea of how people thought of that track. Okay, that gives me a good idea. All right, so new one. Couple of things that that comes to mind. First is that uh, honestly, you could cut a little bit of the ending to make it more concise, I suppose, because it or maybe do some variations towards the end to keep it interesting, because I feel like the last 30 seconds, and no offense, but I would rather have some variations or something to keep me into the track by itself. Well, okay, I need to do one thing at the same time. I should not read the chat while giving comments, because my brain is scatterbrained today. So that's the first thing I noticed. The other thing I could think of is that the for some reason the track felt like it was more, everything was in the foreground. There was no depth itself, and that's usually a sign that you might have done a lot of too much compression in your track, and or not compression, or something more like mids and high EQs that you pretty much put on everything. The only problem I can see with that is that doesn't feel like you're within a space. It feels like you're in the front of a wall of noise, which can be nice for some tracks. But um, yeah, that's that. Sometimes you might want to remove the limiter or compressor and just put it on different elements altogether and put one glue compressor at the end, or an SSL, or whatever you use for your mastering, and that will just make it more concise and glue by itself, but you still have some depth in there. So I feel like that's something that could be worked on for this track specifically. Yes, I did mention a wall of noise. um, oh yeah, that's okay, great. Let's make an entire house made of walls of noise. That will just be super stable, and it will not be random at all. Okay, so that's the first two things I can think of. For the rest of the track, yes, I do agree that the bass is perfect. The sub, you don't have to work anything on this. It felt like it was not muddy at all. You could feel that the decoupling between the monitor and the sub just all together. So good job on that single part. I do know that you have a 500 series module now because of that one little mistake that you did, thinking it was a plugin, and it was not a plugin. It was an actual analog module. I would say use that for some of your sounds. It will help greatly with the entire death thing I was talking about. And honestly, it's surprising how much good work it does. It's not currently hooked into my rig yet, though. I keep thinking okay. Let's talk about that after stream, because that's not normal actually. Yeah, that might be something faulty with your rack or something. Yeah. Okay. So other than this, melody wise, I had some thoughts about your sound that is kind of a choppy vocal thingy or synth towards the middle. I think it's around here. If I play it back, there's a little thing that goes like da, 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 da. It's not this one, it's the other one. I think it's around here. Okay, it's the one in the back that goes like ta, 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 ta. And it feels like it's missing a little bit of high frequencies, but I know that you're kind of doing a high pass filter. Yeah, high pass filter sweep towards the lower end of the spectrum, and that kind of fits, but I feel like it was missing a little bit of body in that sound by itself. So maybe look into doing a little bit of EQing on top of your filter. That will greatly help that specific sound. But it's just that one little detail that caught me off guard. As a notch filter slowly coming through. Yeah. Yeah, that exactly sounds like this. But the what you could probably do is either doing an automation of the queue, so it goes broader, or you can just put another EQ on top of that, so you at least have the higher frequencies settled in the at the moments that you're supposed to have the higher frequencies. Yeah, I think that's my comment on your track. Great work. Work a little bit on the structure. Cut it a little bit more. I think you're onto something. Keep up the good work. And yeah, that's what I have to say on that one. Next, it's not Discord. We have a bunch of numbers sending me emails. I'll just put that in the list. Um, Dinner's ready, everyone. Great. We have Just Bask experimental drum and bass or not zero point 0.2 uploaded 22 minutes ago, scheduled for release last year. What is this actually? No, it's an ad. Okay, I got this screen that is in a weird position, slanted position right now, so I don't see every single things. But yeah, I feel it's a little bit early on for a track review, but it's a concept I'm working on. Okay, well, and it's always good to send it nonetheless. Okay, yeah, I just saw it's 36 seconds, and to be quite honest with you, I don't have anything to send for track reviews these days. I made a little vaporwave something because I realized that we have a Korg M1 in the studio, and was just playing around because somebody asked, yeah, could you make the notes from that Corey Hart Sunglasses at Night track because it's using that Korg M1 for the synth, and apparently not. So I spent a god awful amount of time trying to find out the proper patch that they use in that track, and then when they told me that, I was like, okay, well, I just gonna mess around with with some other sounds and ended up with making vaporwave for some reason because it's a perfect vaporwave machine. Honestly, if you want to make vaporwave, get a Korg M1. That's all I got to say. All right, so yes, vaporwave is the only real music genre. I totally agree. All right, so let's get this ball rolling. Okay, that was short. I'll play it again. Okay, so that's a great start of something. Right now, the only drum that I could barely hear, well, that I could hear is the kick, which, okay, that sort of makes sense. It kind of sorts of give me a samurai music vibe for some reason. I don't know why, but it sort of does. Um, by itself, I think you might be onto something, but I feel like adding the other drum elements would help a lot. And I do love the lower hand sort of pad that you have going on this one. That is just really subtle, and we're not sure if it's the bass or the pad by itself. Um, and yeah, I would agree that putting a little bit of reverb on it would help greatly on this one. I would not even be mad if if the track stayed glitchy. I would not even be mad. Yeah, yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah, but I would still have some drums in there, like a snare or a hi hat or something like that, but in a minimal way. Because right now you don't need a you don't need that. You need something that is just like sporadic with like with what you're doing with your kick. So going in the direction of adding some drums to get a fuller beat would be great, but I feel like this is not the kind of track that you need something that is just like a by the book drum and bass drum loop. You need something that is just more experimental and all over the place. Um, okay, yeah, the pad is nice. It's a chips bag crunching, lots of processing. Nice. I love that. Are also made of this. Yeah, a bit more drum. I get some foley. No. Listen to some tendrils. Yeah, for sure. Don't like about the summer. You could definitely try to sample sword. Oh, but Jim Kimchi. I was talking about the label Samurai Music. That is sort of a super dark and minimal drum and bass kind of label. But yeah, adding some samurai sounds in there, I guess that would work. I wouldn't see why not. But yeah. Yeah, if you don't know that samurai music is a label, you can think, oh, it's music by for samurais, for modern samurais or something. Yeah. So great work. I will want to hear the final product whenever you're done. And yeah, good work. Once again, Glitch Confusion Day. Absolutely. All right, what else do we got? Or Diddy 87 audio. Okay, that's literally you just took that recording from Ableton Live and you uploaded that. That's what's up. It's all right. You're welcome. All right, let's check that out. Yeah, this absolutely slaps. I love the ending. Honestly, if it was just me, I would focus on that last part for making the entire track out of that because that's the groove that I can feel out of out of this track for some reason. But I do, yeah, I do like that it goes in a kind of a uh, dubstep direction at the beginning. But I feel like this track is just yelling, "Please let me go with a 4/4 kick. This will work, I promise." And yeah, it's a hunts unts unts kind of beat that we need for this one. It feels like I don't know. It sounds it has some sort of the Russian art bass kind of vibe to it without sounding like it at all. But it's hard to describe. It's more like it sort of has this I don't know. It has this vibe. It just feels like I want to drive a car while listening to it. I don't know why. I absolutely don't know why. But yeah, I feel like you could make something out of that last part for the entire track for itself. Garage step, yes, thank you. Um, that being said, like the others said, I like right now. The elephant in the room is that you don't have a middle section, which okay, fine, it's normal at that point. So I'm not gonna really ask you if you've done your mix down yet because it's not done as of now. Um, but I feel like your pitch down snare is lacking the higher frequency, so maybe you want to layer it with another snare, so you can at least got that higher frequency going on while keeping the body of the pitch of that pitch down snare. For the beat by itself, I feel like whenever you're ready to do the mix down, I would add a little bit of drive and compression to make it more snappy and more like in your face. I feel like this is the sort of track that you do want to have the drum loop in your face the entire time. Um, I do love the kind of how can I say that, sound loss. Yeah, sound loss effect, like digital sound loss kind of effect that you're going for your samples, with the spectral thingy going on. I'm not really sure exactly what you've done there, but it does sound like some spectral effect that you've went for. Um, might end up having the first drop as the second drop, to be honest. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Like I feel like if you go with the main structure being that second beat and putting it at the beginning, put that first dubstep kind of thing in the middle as a as a change up for the track, and then go back to that original beat that is the second one. Oh god, that's confusing. I feel like it would be something pretty cool. You could have something there. Grab a Lork snare and remove the transient. Add noisy shit on the snare. That would help. That's for sure. Oh, there for sure is pitching around on complex mode in Ableton for processing. Ah, okay. That's what it sounded like. Okay, yeah, that does sound like the complex time stretch thingy from Ableton. Not that it's a bad thing. It's great. It's just I was wondering what sort of spectral effect you were going for this specific sound. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to re-listen to the second part. It's pretty short, so let's do that. The second part, I said. I love the whoo whoo whoo. That is super garage, super future garage. I mean, yes, please. You know what this makes me think of? Like it would sound like really faster, early Blawan kind of techno. I'm not sure if you know Blawan, but at the beginning of the 2010s, he was mostly making some sort of techno that sounded like a lot like future garage and had a lot of elements from this and bass music going on in there. Yeah, this makes me think of that for some reason. Yeah, well, great in that case. So that's another argument for you to go in that direction altogether. So yeah, keep up the good work, RDD. I love that. All right, next we do have Borumba. Let's see who sent me something. In the meantime, Jim Kimchi, you're gonna be. I'm still struggling with the transition around 240. Okay, we'll take that into consideration. Great name. We'll come back to that. Okay, Borumba. Creeping dreads, and the extra layer that gets added to your hangovers when you reach your 30s. This is it. Oh God. I'm about to be 31. I know exactly what you mean. God damn it. Oh, this feels awful. Great. All right. Let's listen to that. I'm already apprehending this one. Let's go. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with LL on this one. I might be in my 30s, like early 30s. I can still hear above 15 kilohertz. And yeah, that was a little bit piercing and unpleasant. Just so you know that there might be some material in there that you want to turn down a little bit. Just letting you know, it's not a bad comment. It's just that sometimes you can't hear them, and it's quite normal. But yeah. Now for the track itself, I feel like the structure is really original, and I love where you're going with that. The thing is, the intro is a little bit too long. I would cut down a little bit of the intro because if you can see the beat is pretty much going on at the middle of the track, which okay, for some tracks it will work. Um, it's not, but it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. It's right now. It might also be the monitors just like cranking up the higher frequencies because I'm renting that with people over in their 40s, so they might have done some EQ on the monitors. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. It's some. I swear to God, this stream it just goes everywhere whenever I'm trying to focus on the comments I gotta say. Okay, so that being said, yeah, like I was saying, the structure at the beginning, I feel like you could cut down a little bit. And that will greatly help making it more concise. Um, yeah, other than this, I do like the direction that you're going for your sound design for the drums. It's quite unusual to hear that sort of kick that sounds like FM. I think it's a FM kick going on there. Uh, it's quite um, unusual nowadays because usually people will try to go for more of an analog thing. I'm trying to figure out what your profile picture is. Yeah, what is this supposed to be? I have no clue. That looks like a cylinder with gears on top and something else. Might be a microphone. I'm not sure. It's a clipper lighter. Oh, it's a lighter. Oh, what, did you look at that? Kick is Massive X. Okay, so that's FM synth. Yeah, I like that. Keep it. And I would agree with VSpec saying that a 30-second um, swing for the hats would help. Was that it? Needs a one out of 32 groove on the hats. Yeah, absolutely. Um, that would that would be fun to have that there going on. Other than this, what is the current state of this track? I see that it's not a that seems not to be a private track. So is that the public kind of thing? What's going on with this track specifically? Also, yeah, depending of the tempo of the project, yeah, that would be something that we need to take into consideration for sure. Um, yeah, I'm kind of curious. What's the state of this track? Are you about to release it? What you doing with that? No, they have to be private. No, it doesn't have to be private. I'm not. Look, I'm not. I'm not a label owner anymore. I am not the sort of guy that's being like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be private. Oh yeah, I feel not. I feel not special because this track has over 100 plays. Yeah, no, I'm not that sort of guy. Honestly, it's just that I was kind of wondering why this was public. If it was more of a you're trying to release it or not releasing it or something like that. Not releasing it or anything, just made a piece of music. Oh, okay, well, that's good as well. Could you raise your voice in OBS a bit, please? Because there's a huge leaps. Yeah, it's also the fact that my mic is moving every single time, and that doesn't help. But I could fix that in OBS for sure. Can I crank it up? Advanced audio properties, audio input, volume. Can I crank it up? Oh, yes, I can. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, and a 1 and a 2. And a 1, 2. Should be a 4. Should I put a compressor? Feel like yeah, okay, let's put a compressor on my voice. Filters compressor. Ooh, would you look at that? Okay, so threshold. Let's okay, let's how can I fix that? Okay, let's do something weird. This should be better now. This at least feels more constant. 1 2 check. 1 2 check. 1 2. If anybody tells me that it's not better, please say so now. Yeah, definitely better. Great. Do you want to? Yes, I always want to. I worked as an audiovisual technician at some point in my life, so I do have this habit of doing that. Um, Great. Let's keep going. Other than this, the fact that you have your drums going on for a little amount of time kind of works for your aesthetic and what you're going for with the track, and I'm not kind of surprised with that. The only thing I would say is just like shorten it a little bit at the beginning. That would at least help a little bit more. You said I always want to. Oh, god damn it! I just fell for it. All right, that was a great pun, and thanks Borumba for your track. Now I'm just gonna shame with shame move to numbers track. All right, all right, let's get this one rolling. It has 2 hearts. It's public, but it's also a work in progress account. So there we go. All right. Okay. So yeah, the we were messing around with the whole beep sound going on in this track, but I was also trying to listen to what was going on behind. I feel like you had about two or three different layers going on. Um, the only thing that, and maybe that's just a consequence of not having the proper gear sometimes. But I feel like the digital distortion was not giving proper justice to your pad. Um, like you had this dark pad going on in the background, going like, but there was that digital distortion that is really, really uh, obvious to hear at this point. Not at this point, but if you're in the known, I guess that you're like, okay, yeah, that's digital distortion, and sometimes it kind of ruins the sound. Well, personally, I'm not really a big fan of digital distortion by itself. So maybe if you can try to find another sort of distortion for this specific sound, that would greatly help. If you have access to a distortion pedal, go ahead. I would say that would be the best thing going on for that. Else, there are probably some other plugins that you can use for that specific distortion for that specific pad. Other than this, I feel like you had some depth in your track. That's great. Mix wise, the beep really just is front and center the entire time. So if you want people to not focus on the beep, I would rather turn it down a little bit more. So it's just part of the entire thing. It's a plug-in distortion, so I don't know. Okay, so like Vital or something, or I'm just trying to figure out which one you're using. I can't quite remember. You're not the one making music on FL. You're on Ableton, right? Who's doing making? I think that was Soup that was making music on FL Studio, because I really don't know what are the current distortions in FL. Number is on FL. Okay, FL stuck one. Ah, okay, yeah. What can you use? GMS. Okay, yeah. Mm, yeah. I would rather use another sort of distortion. That would only, yeah, decapitator would help. Um, decapitator would be one of the good ones that you could use for that specifically. Um, what else? I like Devister by D16. It's a multi-band distortion. It's pretty cool. You could check that out. That's the one I've been using for so many years. What else could you check out? Wave folder could be a good option. Yes, I do agree. But other than this, I think that's it really. I would just turn down the beeping a little bit more, change the distortion to something else, and you will be onto something. Redopter. I don't know what Redopter is, and it's from D16. Let's check that out. Redopter. Redopter. Yeah, I do love D16. It's 60 euros. That's not bad at all. Oh, and it has preamps. Yay! Okay, no. Um, let's check out the other products because the one I was talking about is Devaster. This one right here. I loved using this one, but honestly, I haven't tried Redopter, and it's tube based, so it's supposed to have a more analog sort of saturation sound, I suppose. So try to go with that instead. Is it free though? I guess you can find some demos. I'm not gonna say pirate it on stream. You can pirate it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Try this out. I'm not sure how it sounds. No, that's not true. What are you talking about? I've said nothing. Demo. Yeah, but we don't have audio demos. Okay, Matt Roses. That's a freaking Rhodes. Come on. Yeah, not bad. So yeah, that's sort of distortion. Honestly, there's something called infinite glitch. Like as a demo here, I got no choice but to play it. That wasn't glitchy. That's false advertising. What the hell? Gotta say, it sounds like a good trio tree, but no glitches, no fun. Yeah, that's false advertising. What the hell? The glitch is that. Oh, that's some big brain shit right there. Yes, the glitch is that it's not glitchy. All right. Yeah. So point is, try to go for other type of distortions. Honestly, there are some great plugins out there. I would be the first one to say, yeah, no, go for the analog sort of distortion. And it's true that it's fun to have analog distortion. I got too many saturation and distortion at home, but the point is, oh, it gives me resting glitch face. Yes, I still need to find a way to make that resting glitch face. I'll figure out something. Yeah, the point is, try to go for another sort of distortion for this specific pad. I feel like it will benefit greatly, and it will give some even harmonics in your pad that makes it great to listen to. Yeah, I think that's it for my comments for this one for today. So if you need any tips, or if you like, you could just send me once again, just send me your pad. Just send me a, you know what? Send me the stems of your pad. I got an analog heat at home, which is the Electron sort of analog sort of distortion box. It's pretty cool. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty nice for what it does. And I could just pass it in there and send it back. Just remove the distortion first. Send me the stems. I'll pass it in there and just send it back to you and give it a try and check if that works for you. All right. And finally for today, because I guess we do not have more tracks for today, that would be Jim Kimchi with Chokefold, Spit Tree, and Fruit Tree. I really don't know how to pronounce this one, but yeah, sure, whatever. All right, let's play now. Is it me or is it really low? Is it low for you guys as well? Yeah, okay. Try to figure out. It's at maximum. Okay. Okay, I'll just crank it up. Okay, I'm at a loss for words for this one. That is some great work. One thing that I noticed, and I really loved the 3D kind of thing you did here, is around here, towards here, I think, and it has this sort of effect where it's okay. Like at the beginning of the stream, I explained that I was talking about depth and how sometimes you have some elements that are in the forefront and some elements that are in the background. And for this one, it felt like everything was in the foreground, but then it felt like the walls shattered and we saw the exterior and we saw outside. Just right here, I think. I'll just play it back. Right here. 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 That's super cool. I love that. I love what you've done with this. The only thing I could think of would be to maybe add some melodic elements throughout the track because that's a great sound design sort of track. But for the average listener, it might be a little bit too hard. So maybe add some notes here and there. That's the only complaint that I can think of. And even then, it's glitch music. You don't really need melodic elements. As well as a destroyer of worlds. Yeah, I feel like you did a great job with this track. I don't have anything to say about this about other than it's great and great work. And tried adding in some editing elements with the autotune vocal sample. Yes, yes. Maybe make them more obvious in that case. I would say existential crisis a little bit. I don't know. That depends of yeah. I do yeah no maybe a little bit of existential crisis right now. I do agree. Um, but yeah, uh, great work. I do not know how to dance to that. People won't. Will people dance to this? Maybe, maybe not. Uh, it's the sort of track that if a DJ plays that in a set, I'll be just like standing here like, this sounds great. I don't know how to move my body, but it's fine. That's not what you're going for. Yeah, we need to love. We'll love to see them try and see how that's gonna work. All right. I don't think we have other tracks for this week. Yeah, we don't. Ah, such a shame. Anyway, so I think that's the stream for today. Thank you for sending in your tracks, folks. I would love to show you the stuff that I've been working on right now, but nothing is quite ready as we speak. I've been working on yet another virtual exhibition recently for another thing in France, and since there's a huge lockdown going on in France as we speak, everything was delayed, so I got a little bit of time to actually work on music and make some stuff. So I will have some material to present pretty soon. I'm being peer pressured by some friends into doing it, so I'll do so, I guess. Yeah, so keep up the good work, everyone. And the VOD is going to be available for 2 weeks, I suppose. Is that how it works with Twitch? I think it does. Yeah. Um, so if you need to come back and have an idea of what I said or anything like this, you still have 2 weeks to do so. So don't hesitate. And for the folks that I told them to send me some stuff, please send me the stuff so I do remember to pass it through some of the gear that I have right now at home. Yeah. Okay. So good work, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And next week, whose turn is it? Soup, do you know whose turn it is to stream next week? I'm not even sure Soup's on stream right now. Not sure. Okay, so somebody's gonna stream next week for the track reviews for sure. Just catch it. Oh, numbers maybe. Great. That'd be great actually. More numbers stream. Nice. All right, so have a good one, folks, and see you soon. Maybe next month, maybe before. Not sure when's going to be the next time that I'm streaming. So who knows? Might be in 2 weeks. We never know. All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.